KY3 News on the Ozarks CW starts now.
Dangerous driving conditions. The wintry mix of icy rain and snow making roadways treacherous throughout the Ozarks. Plus, gone too soon.
We weep with them, and their loss is our loss. Samantha was a very, very special girl.
A community mourning the loss of a 13-year-old girl killed on Interstate 44. A wintry mess across the Ozarks tonight. Freezing drizzle and a little bit of accumulating snow. And that's not all. Let's get right to your forecast. Meteorologist Liz McGiffin is here to tell us when a wind chill advisory goes into effect. Liz?
Well, Paula, there's a long list of what you need to be on the lookout for tonight. Right now we have that freezing drizzle, freezing rain, and even snow. The combination of all these things, the big thing that means for you is slick roads. We do have winter weather advisories staying in effect until midnight tonight. So hopefully you have any travel done that you needed to, or better yet, hopefully you were able to stay inside and avoid those slippery roads. Doppler radar now, well, it has a lot of blue going on. The blue that you're looking at, that's all snow. So there is some good news in that. And really the good news that comes with the snow is that instead of the precip starting out as a liquid, turning to ice on contact, at least it's picked a form. At least we're looking at snow. And with the snowfall being consistent, that also means that we're looking at temperatures finally below freezing. So as opposed to earlier in the day where we were above freezing and raindrops could be washing away any treatments on the road, I think we're finally going to be seeing some relief from that. However, further down to the south and east you go, we're still getting some of those pinks and purples. That's concerning because that's the freezing drizzle and the freezing rain that's making your windshield and the roads look a lot like our tower camera. It's nice and iced over. Again, freezing rain and freezing drizzle, two of the things that are starting off as those little water droplets. Or 16 degrees in Springfield. That means that we're turning right into ice on contact. Not only that, but look at these winds. We have a northerly breeze out there now, 21 miles per hour. It's making the wind chill in place already feel below zero. We do have some wind chill advisories going into effect tonight. I'll let you know how long we could be talking about that wind chill staying well below zero in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Liz. Thank you. A treacherous night to be out on our roads. Numerous crashes are being reported at this hour. KY3's Katie Brousseau is live along Sunshine Street. How are conditions at this hour, Katie?
Well, Paula, as you can see, that wintry mix that Liz was talking about is coming down right now. And man, those winds, they are bitterly cold. You could see up there in that street light there, that snow and sleet and freezing rain coming down right now. And you can see how much that wind is blowing. Now, of course, before we saw that freezing rain, and then now there's a layer of snow on top of that. And you can see that's causing traffic here along Sunshine Street in Springfield to be moving pretty slowly here tonight. Now, the big problem, though, is really with those side streets and parking lots, those looking extremely slick tonight. Now, as Paula mentioned, there have been multiple slide-offs and accidents already tonight. The good news is, though, in most cases, no one was hurt in those minor accidents, but still, it goes to show you that you really have to watch it if you have to be out on those roads tonight. Now, just about an hour ago, we were driving around Springfield, checking on those road conditions for you. Main roads like Campbell and Sunshine, Fremont, all have been treated. But as this wintry mix continues to come down tonight and those temperatures continue to stay bitter cold, you really need to make sure you be careful no matter where you're headed tonight, or definitely in the morning as well. Now, one driver we spoke with says even though he's lived in the Ozarks his whole life, these slippery roads took him by surprise tonight.
We were dropping off some presents for Christmas, and we were coming down the off-ramp, and I was slowing down because it's kind of slick out, and my car just didn't stop. It just kept going forward straight into the curb and up onto it.
Now, as Liz mentioned briefly, the layer of snow here in Springfield is likely helping crews tonight as they continue to treat these roads. So make sure you are staying at home, safe, nice and warm tonight, and hopefully allowing these roads to be clear for safer travel, hopefully later on tomorrow or the beginning of the week. Reporting live in Springfield, Katie Brousseau, KY3 News.
And here's a broader look around the Ozarks. This is a map from MoDOT.org. You can see most of the highways are either partially or mostly covered. The blue here indicates partially covered, and the bright pink here, that's mostly covered. So a lot of roads out there have a lot of snow or ice on them. You may want to take a look at that before you head out anywhere. Another good resource tool is to pull up This one right here, it's Ozarks traffic if you haven't been there, and you can get real-time updates on crashes in the Springfield metro area, like that one there near Mount Vernon, that one near Missouri State University. Again, that's the Springfield Traffic's website. And if you're looking for a warm place to stay tonight, the East Sunshine Church of Christ is opening its doors again for people who have no other place to keep warm. Church is open in place of the Salvation Army, which can't serve as an emergency shelter until the 26th because it's packed full of gifts for its annual Christmas toy drive. Church is located across from Sam's Club on East Sunshine. Doors will be open in an hour from now at about 10 o'clock. This winter weather stretches from coast to coast. NBC's Chris Pallone reports on the travel nightmares all across the country.
Tonight, brutal winter weather is causing heartache and headaches across much of the country. In Baltimore, cars and trucks are still being pulled from I-95, where a 55-vehicle pileup and a fuel tanker explosion killed at least 3 people. Police in Maryland say icy roads have caused more than 300 crashes. It's a similar story in Indianapolis, where hundreds were trapped overnight in their cars after weather-related crashes caused highway gridlock.
I've been here for about 9 hours now, so haven't really moved.
The drivers even chose to drive the wrong way to an exit ramp to get out of the traffic jam.
It's been unlike anything I've ever seen in my 14-year career.
And it's not just the roads. From the Southwest to New England, much of the country is being battered by early season snow and ice. Saturday, airlines canceled nearly 2,000 flights and had more than 4,000 delays.
It's amazing. Just a nightmare.
The snow is joined by Arctic air in places like Minneapolis and Chicago. The Windy City facing a Sunday high temperature of 2 below zero.
It is brutally cold.
I don't know if you ever could be ready.
I hate winter.
It was an afternoon of digging out in the suburbs north of Boston, where a blanket of fresh snow arrived 4 days before the official start of winter. Chris Pallone, NBC News, Tewksbury, Massachusetts.
Wow. And an update now on that massive crash in Baltimore. Authorities say at least 67 vehicles were involved in the pileup. The Lebanon community is mourning the deaths of 5 people in just one day. That after 2 deadly crashes, including a 13-year-old girl whose birthday was coming up on Christmas Day. KY3's Joe Douglas reports from Laclede County.
We seen them collide.
We seen them hit the other car, and we immediately slowed down. We stopped. I told Jason to go help. I called 911.
A head-on collision on Highway 5 just north of Lebanon a little after 4 on Friday afternoon.
You pull up and you're like, there's got to be survivors. Let's help them. Right. And then, you know, just the shock of there's nobody.
And there's nobody there.
4 people lost their lives. The Highway Patrol says the red car driven by Arthur Hayes crossed the center line into oncoming traffic, killing himself, his passenger Crystal Hayes, and the 2 people in the other car. Daniel Hahn III had picked up Lori Hendrickson to go visit their son Chris, who was in a Columbia hospital after he was in a crash near Lake of the Ozarks earlier in the day. When Chris awoke from a coma on Saturday, he learned his parents had been killed on their way to be with him. Daniel's wife says he was outgoing, helpful, and a good father. Lori's fiancé says she was an incredible woman who loved horses.
It's a sense of helplessness because you see these people that were just alive, you know, just seconds before, and they're dead, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Earlier Friday on I-44 near Lebanon, the patrol says a FedEx truck hit an SUV carrying the family of 13-year-old Samantha Woodcock.
Samantha was a very, very special girl.
Matt Taylor, her pastor, says Samantha was a passionate Christian who played basketball at Lebanon Middle School.
Samantha's birthday was going to be on Christmas, and which makes it even that much hard.
It just seems like everybody's a little bit affected by this.
I think it's affected everybody hugely because we're a small town and everybody knows everybody.
Taylor is trying to pastor his church and the community through the pain of these 5 fatalities.
You find yourself just desperately crying out to God on their behalf and looking for any and everything that you can do to help them. But there's only so much you can do. So we grieve with them and we weep with them, and their loss is our loss.
In Lebanon, Drew Douglas, KY3 News.
What painful news just before Christmas. Our hearts go out to the families, all the families, and to everybody across the Ozarks who lost loved ones this year and will be missed during the holidays. Among those lost but not forgotten this season, fallen heroes who were honored today at Springfield National Cemetery with a wreath-laying ceremony. It's part of Wreaths Across America Day, a tribute to veterans laid to rest at national and state veterans cemeteries. Civil Air Patrol, Missouri Veterans Memorial Team, veterans and their families all took part in the wreath laying.
Let the families honor their fallen and to teach our children the value of the sacrifices they've made, and to do so during the Christmas time, and gives the families a chance to be able to remember their loved ones as well.
Worcester Wreath Company out of Maine donates all those wreaths. Fuel up just in time for the busy Christmas travel rush. Gas prices spike. The reason we're paying more at the pump and if it's expected to go up again. Plus, now on tap, the types of alcohol now being sold at basketball games at JQH Arena and how long sales will last.
Number 1 in the Ozarks. You're watching KY3 News at 9 on the Ozarks CW. With Paula Morehouse, Storm Team meteorologist Liz McGiffin, and sports with Joe Hickman. The place to be, on air, online, on the go.
Slippery mess and bone-chilling temperatures. This is a live look at Sunshine Street. Not very many drivers, but the ones that are out are taking it slow and easy, which is what you should be doing. And just a reminder, if you are involved in a non-injury accident in Springfield, just exchange information with the other driver and file a report with the police department because they're on emergency status only tonight. KY3.com is the place to be for winter weather coverage. You can track the weather on our interactive radar. And we just added a section today. Many of you are going to wake up tomorrow morning wondering, should you be going to church and having service? We do have a section on our website where you can check, or you can even add your church to the cancellation list. Right now, there are more than 60 cancellations listed. You can also download our KY3 free weather app. Take it with you anywhere on the go. If you have plans to travel out of town for Christmas, be ready to pay a bit more at the pump. The price for regular unleaded jumped 10 cents a gallon from $1.99 to $2.09 at some stations in Springfield. Here is a look at some of the lowest prices around town. The average price in Springfield is, well, as I mentioned, I think it was $2.05, but look at that, $1.94, $1.97. So still you're going to get some pretty good deals in Springfield. As we know, we're known for some of the lowest prices in the country. Right now, Arkansas, the average price is $2 a gallon. Beer and wine now on tap at JQH Arena on the Missouri State campus. Today was the first day of an 18-month pilot program to sell alcohol to the general public at both JQH and Plaster Sports Complex. Starting with today's Bears and Lady Bears basketball games, sales could help boost revenue for the athletic department.
It certainly will help us. As I indicated, it's not the silver bullet, but it's certainly, anytime you can get incremental revenue, that helps our athletics department.
Both venues already sold alcohol to suite holders and beer during concerts and rodeos. It's a mess out there if you have to be out and about this evening. I understand there's a lot of Christmas gifts people still need to get, so be careful. But up next, Liz tells us how long the wintry precipitation will last and when a wind chill advisory goes into effect.
And now, your KY3 Storm Team forecast.
Well, good evening, everyone. Hopefully you got any travel done earlier in the day, or hopefully you just held off on that altogether. We've really been watching the Doppler radar, where we've had a lot of color going on. The big color we're seeing now, lots of blue. That's some good news compared to the freezing rain and freezing drizzle, because blue means snowfall pushing its way across the Ozarks. Now, as we look a little further south of 44 and really down further south of 60, that's where things get a little more dicey. Over in Ava, we're finally starting to change back over to some snowfall for you as well. We've been seeing reports of some freezing drizzle in the mix over the past hour. It's really as we start to head over toward places like Mountain View and cross our way down toward Mountain Home, Calico Rock, even Yellville, that we're starting to see some of those pinks and purples. These are really the dangerous colors, because that's where we still have some freezing rain, freezing drizzle, even freezing fog in the mix. Long story short with that, We have liquid coming from the sky turning to ice on contact with cold surfaces, whether it be the roads or your car. Now, our cameras out at Republic Ford showing, hey, not only do we have the snowfall out there, but we have quite the breeze as well. That north-northwesterly wind, consistently 20 miles per hour. We're seeing gusts upwards of 30, and I think that'll be the trend through the night. Temperature-wise as well, that's another big thing we're watching. 16 degrees now. We're going to continue to watch that rapid fall, and once we combine both the temperature outside and that northerly breeze, we're feeling already below zero, feeling more like -1 here in Springfield. Now, here's kind of the things that we're looking at with the winter weather advisories that are still in effect. I still think we could see a little bit of sleet, a little bit of freezing rain, but really the bigger trend that we're going to be seeing is changing over to snow. This will be good news because once we keep a consistency with the precip type, those road treatments are actually going to be a little more helpful. We won't have the rain washing it off. As we head toward the day tomorrow, though, and tonight, well, we're already experiencing the cold temperatures, and we're just going to be falling from there. Temperatures, they're key because not only are we cold outside, but once we fall below 32 degrees, that means any rain hitting the ground, so any of that freezing rain, any snow, or any fog, it's going to be turning into ice. We are watching for teens and 20s, so that means even some of the slushy parts from the snow, be on the lookout for that. Roadside snow could mean that it has turned to slush and refroze into ice, so keep that in mind first thing in the morning as well. And if you will be stepping outside, not only are we watching for lows down to the single digits, but already we are feeling like below zero here in the Ozarks. That temperature drop, again, that's going to be the biggest thing that we're watching for. And of course, a few more snowflakes in the mix as well. I think once we hit midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, well, that's going to be where things start to clear out. So really, by the time most of us are sleeping, not only are we going to be watching for the snow moving out, but clearing out some of the clouds as well. We've seen reports up by Monette. Todd over on Twitter shared a photo with us of about ½ an inch of snowfall, and really maybe we could see another ½ inch in total. Snow really not the big problem for us, but like we were talking about, by sunrise tomorrow morning, we'll be talking about single-digit temperatures before the wind chill. Wind chill values between 5 below zero in northern Arkansas, and then up towards central Missouri, feeling more like 15 degrees below zero. So the thermometer readings, as cold as they're going to be, they could be a little bit deceptive. I still think that as we wrap up those showers tonight into first thing tomorrow morning, please use extra caution on the roads. We're only expecting highs to be shy of 20 degrees, so despite the sunshine heading our way, it should be enough to cause some slush on the roads, but slush could quickly turn to ice. Next time to see things warm up a little bit, at least closer to average, it'll be by the middle of the work week, so some warmer, or at least more normal weather is on the way.
Oh boy. Thank you, Liz. A doubleheader day at Missouri State produced a pair of victories, but one unhappy coach. Joe Hickman will tell you about that next in sports, where he'll also see Mizzou get upset by a team coached by Charlie Spoonhour's son.
Sports with Joe Hickman starts now.
It was doubleheader day at Missouri State as the men played Southeast Missouri for the second time in 10 days and built up a 20-point lead behind this guy, Obadiah Church, and Ryan Krecklow from three-point land. He had 17 points. Then, though, they turned off the switch, allowing SEMO to get within 2 in the final 2 minutes. And it wasn't until Daquan Miller put MSU up by 6 here with 34 seconds remaining that Bear fans could breathe easier. In a 71-66 win, the left head coach Paul Lusk reacting like the team had lost.
Just not very mature, and I'll accept some responsibility, and I usually take some bullets for these guys, but that was unacceptable. We get up by 20 points, and then we think we can just go back to just showing up, and we're not good enough, nor have we won enough. And to throw the ball around like we threw the ball around today was embarrassing.
Now, in the first game of that doubleheader, the Lady Bears in North Texas, a pair of 3 and 6 teams, faced off with Missouri State scoring 7 of the first 9 points as Liza Fruin scores 3 of her 10. Mean Green kept it close, though, trailing by just 5 at the intermission before the Lady Bears took control in the third frame, with Lexi Hughes pouring in 17 points and 6'1" forward Audrey Holt adding 11. Missouri State increased that lead to as many as 14 and would settle for a 9-point final margin, 63-54.
We're continuing to grow as a team. We're working daily on not just offense and defense, but how to be great teammates. And I definitely saw some progress today, so I'm really proud of our young ladies.
Eastern Illinois had never beaten Mizzou until this. Up in Columbia, Santa and Chewbacca were part of a small crowd on hand to see Eastern, coached by Charlie Spoonhauer's son Jay, fall behind by 4 late on this follow slam by Willie Jackson. But here they come, getting a long tray by Demetrius McReynolds to go ahead. Then another 3 by Montel Goodwin to go up by 4. And hang on to win 67-64 when Mizzou missed a tray in the final seconds. Typical of a team that's really struggled offensively all year.
We can't continue to shoot the ball like we have. You know, I've been real politically correct about some things, but we've taken some bad shots too, and we got to get that correct, and we will get that corrected quickly.
Down in Houston, Arkansas trailed Texas by 1 until they went on a 10-1 run in the second half, going up 61-55 on this Dusty Hannah's tray, increasing that to 8 on this Moses Kingsley bucket and foul for a 3-point play. Still, Texas had a chance to tie it at the end with this 3-pointer, but Arkansas hangs on for a 77-74 win, now 9-1, despite some admitted problems with maintaining their intensity at times.
We got to be aggressive on both ends of the floor and just bring it every game. I think we're pretty good right now, but I think we get better every day in practice because every day is a competitive day and we treat our practice like games. So I think we get better each and every day.
And we have some Drury SBU highlights as well as some highlights from the Great North, known as Kansas City. The Division II championship played in a heavy snowstorm. We'll have that at 10.
Oh, boy. Thank you. We'll be right back. Thank you for watching. We'll see you at 10 on KY3.